of RPD, but it's insane.
That's the one.
RPception.
RPception. I played bass for them in high school. All right, let's get to the back to the deal here. Our break is over. Welcome back, everybody. Bo, it's all yours.
Right. Well, so you guys are in the Fate 4, and you guys have decided to each do a thing and then meet up at sundown at the Buxom Confederate, if I have that all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So does anyone want to volunteer for their segment first, or should I just pick?
You can. I think you should pick.
You pick the order you feel it should be done.
It will be the dice. So let's see.
RNG will decide.
All right, Stanley. So you make your way back into town. And being on your own, you notice people not paying you much mind. Certainly out of all the people in your party, you're the most well-dressed and the closest to fitting in amongst the folks here. So you walk in and, people give you a little look. But
Sorry.
a car drives by down Heaven Street.
Rips through town.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
As you walk, make your way all the way back down Heaven Street to the Foundry. Now I'll just have to bring up a note. Uh-oh. All right, so you come upon the Foundry and you see that the building is it's this wooden building, but out back there's a billowing smoke from a chimney coming out. And you push the door in. The door just opens quite easily, and inside you see an old man, an older gentleman, ripped though. He's jacked, got muscles. He doesn't have a shirt on. He's just got his blacksmith apron on, and he's there and he's got his big hammer. He's bing, bing, bing. He's pounding a piece of metal, and he's got these goggles on, and the face looks up at you and then goes back to its work and continues banging the metal.
All right, I walk up to him and say, good afternoon, sir. My name is Stanley Billings.
Man stops again. Puts down his hammer, lifts up his goggles. What do you say your name was?
Stanley Billings.
Stanley Billings. Never heard no Stanley Billings.
Well,
what can I do for you?
Now. Well, I was hoping that I might enlist your services in perhaps crafting an item for me. In my adventures, I have found this fine blade, and I will show the spike, in need of a hilt.
You need help for this. All right. What kind of money you got?
Well, I mean, you're the expert. What is this going to run me?
20 gold pieces. How about that?
And what if I supplied my own hilt? Would you be able to remove the one from this weapon and attach the blade to that?
All right, 10 gold pieces I'll do for you. But I got to finish this part. Come back in about a week.
A week?
And he goes to take the metal from and the hilt from your hands. Are you reacting to this? Yeah.
Now, before you do that, I live a very aggressive lifestyle, we'll say. Is there any way we could get it done before a week?
You pay an extra fee for that. You want me to move it up? I got lots of work to do.
How quickly could you get it done?
How quickly you want it?
As soon as possible would be ideal.
I get it done for you tomorrow. But 25 gold pieces, I'll get it done for you tomorrow. All right?
Did you manage to catch the battle today in the Rusty Cage?
Huh?
The Rusty Cage. There was a battle there earlier today. Did you see it?
I don't know about no battle.
Well,
I'll get it done for you. Come back tomorrow. 25 gold pieces.
It was a fantastic battle. It was amazing. And on my way here, we got stopped constantly by people saying, your fight was so incredible. Where do you learn to fight like that? Where did you get your equipment? Now, what if I were to point them in your direction? Would that incur me a discount?
What that gonna do for me?
Well, it would get you a lot of business.
I have a lot of business. What were you trying to do? And roll a persuasion check, please. Like, clearly you're trying to persuade the person to give you a discount.
I do want a discount. Persuasion. 19.
Wait a minute. Are you with them? Are you with them Toyota host people? Toyota people? You with them?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
But I could be.
All right. Look, I just wanted you to get the hell out of here so I can get to work on my stuff, okay? 25 gold pieces or 20. I'll give you a discount, 20. Go. Have it done for you tomorrow.
20 seems fantastic. Stanley Billings, again.
Yeah. Okay, he takes out this pencil and this like ratty paper full of scratches and writing. And he's like, Stanley Willems, okay?
Willems?
Stanley Willems, yeah.
And what was your name?
My name's Benu.
Great, Baniel. Happy to meet your
No, it's a Beniel.
Yeah, that's what I said. Here's 20 gold and everything you need.
You talk funny. I don't understand what you're saying. Big way. He mumbles unintelligently. Takes the handle and the shaft of the blade from you and throws them unceremoniously on his workbench. He just fires them off and he gets back to working the thing he was working with. Puts his glass down. Bing, bing.
That was positively heartbreaking. Walk out.
All right, who's next on this to-do list here? All right, Hope and Nash, garage time.
All right.
So you make your way to what? Where are you going on the map? Sorry, it wasn't clear.
Owen's garage first.
All right. So as you watch Stanley walk down Heaven Street, you simply move across Heaven Street to what appears to be a large cemented building, like cement brick, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has 7 or 8 different little garage doors on it. It has a little office on the end, so you don't see anyone in the office, but you see a rather large man, I believe. Where's my notes? Owen's garage. Where are you?
Yeah, where is Owen's garage? What's the general area?
Freaking. Sorry, I'm just frustrated about my notes here. Okay, so you walk across to Owen's.
Oh, there it is.
And you see a rather larger. Oh, there we go. It's Owen's garage. You see a rather large man, and he's up there. He's got a. He's working with a. Shit. It's a ratchet, but is it torque ratchet? I don't remember what it's called. But he's got like a.
Yeah.
Fastening bolts in, and he's got a big truck up on the elevator. The elevator that pulls the truck up so he can work on underneath, and you see. It's a large, rather man in blue overalls. He's dark skinned, and he's working on a vehicle.
Sweet. I'll kind of slowly walk up, look underneath the truck, and point out something and go, "That's a nice," whatever the words are, and start pointing out little things that I see, and go, if they did this to that, they'd get some nice speed.
And I say, I'll take your word for it, because I have no idea. I'll take your word for it, Hope. I don't do this stuff.
You probably got a good point there, little lady.
Hi, I'm Hope, and this is Nash.
And he's got these oily hands. He's like, just give me a minute. And he walks to the workbench. He takes out this grease cloth and starts cleaning off his hands. My name's Randall. It's good to meet you. How can I help you today? I'd shake your hand, but I'm actually really oily.
Yeah, I understand the feeling. I'm here today. Nash is accompanying me, and I'm actually wondering if you have a job opening. We're new to town, and we need to make a bit of money. And I work cars. That I don't know if you saw the Fate 4 that was wheeled into the parking lot. Big van on giant wheels.
Oh, that RV thing on wheels. Yeah, that's
I built that.
You made that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know your way around a vehicle, I take it.
I do, and I'd love to help out around here.
Well, we don't. I mean, this is a family-run business, but we have been very busy lately. And you don't find much good with cars. I mean, they can drive them and they can wreck them, but
They can't fix
people
them.
people don't appreciate the kind of work when they're out tearing out in the wastes with their vehicles. The kind of hard work that goes into making sure these things that can run. It isn't easy.
No, it's not, and there's no
I wish they'd
respect when they
take it
give it.
easy.
Yeah, right. Respect the car.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, if you're looking for a job here, I can try you out for a day. I can give you 2 gold pieces a day.
That sounds fair.
All right. Okay. We're just about closing up. My wife is about to make dinner, and we're gonna, sit down with the kids. So maybe come back tomorrow morning, crack a dawn.
That sounds great, Randall. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, and you have your tools, or what?
I do. They're all back in the Fateful. I'll bring
right.
those with me tomorrow.
That sounds good. All right. Well, good. It's a good thing. I do need the help, so hopefully you work out. But just so you know, we work hard here during the day. We don't have time for dilly-dallying or people say they work, but then they just talk all day. I need people to be working.
I'm not much of a talker.
All right. Okay. All right. Nice to meet you. What this guy is, he can't.
Yeah,
is he
this
good?
is Nash Randall.
I don't want a job. I don't like this place. I don't want a job, and I don't trust you. So
Is he a
we'll,
friend? Is he a
He's an
friend of yours?
adventuring companion. Yes, he's a friend.
Adventuring companion. Well, I don't think you should keep him around here when you're at work. I don't think clients will like
Don't
him.
worry.
Hey, listen.
We're new. Like I said, we're new to town, so we just want to take a look around.
Just as long as he's not around, unless he's got a car to repair or something like that. We've already got a number of strange customers. I don't think they'd like looking at that.
listen.
We have some standards.
There are
right?
more. It isn't just me. There are others here. I will stay away from your shop, but keep in mind we're keeping an eye. And I look at him with my one good eye. We're keeping an eye on what happens here with Hope. You better be fair, and you better pay her, and you better treat her right for the work she's putting in, or there's hell to pay. Do you understand me?
What?
I'm just saying.
Make sure he doesn't come back. I don't like him. He
Sounds good.
just threatened me.
Let's go, Nash.
All right,
I'll
fine.
be here tomorrow.
If you come back and set foot on this premises again, I'm calling the sheriff.
Turn Nash around. We're going. I'm waving.
Jeez.
I wouldn't want to come back.
Jesus Chrome.
Did you say Jesus Chrome?
I think Randall said Jesus Chrome.
That's amazing. All right. I'm just,
Is somebody hanging from a piece of metal?
No, you were just in a place that had a sign that was a little squeaky. That's all.
Oh, okay, cool. I got you. All right, so you've asked for a job, and you have a job tomorrow morning. We go to Borel, who has gone out to the desert. Now, Borel, you'll have to describe for me what it is you're doing.
Yeah, I'll exit the car and I'll watch them walk in the town and just put my head to the sky and big go, oh, all right. I look to my left and I see the esophageal pass. Is there like any sort of sign that says that direction, or?
Well, there isn't a sign. It's on the map. If you refer to the larger Beyond the Dead Fingers map, you'll see where the esophageal pass is in relation. It's several hundreds of miles out.
Cool.
To the north.
All right, then I will just kind of 180 and turn my back to the town and start walking out of the parking lot into the desert.
Yep. And the stench of Slave Town begins to recede from your nostrils as you get back into your natural habitat of the wastes.
Excellent. I'll give it a good 45 minutes out, then I'll pick up some sand, rub it between my fingers, kind of feel it between my toes, and do a little survival check to see if I can find something worth hunting to take my mind off of things.
Okay.
9.
Okay, so you get down on all fours, and and just look for tracks. Wait for the feeling to come to you, right? And you do notice that because you are still relatively close to town, that the game is scared. The game avoids this area, and that there isn't much in the way of tracks or activity here of anything recent because of that.
I
So you
will
won't learn anything new.
I'll stand up and look back at the town and kind of glower at it. Is there a rocky kind of elevation above the sands, or any sort of solid land?
It's all flat and sands. There's no sort of rock. Like I know what you're talking about, like a rock area or an island of rock.
Yeah.
You see another maybe an hour out that there's a place like this that appears to be more rock than sand.
Checking the sun. How much time do I have till sundown when we agreed to?
You got about 6 hours.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I will walk. I will head out further to the rocky outcropping.
Okay, you walk out to the outcropping, and you're there. The rock, area is about 200 feet in diameter, and it sort of lifts up off the ground into an elevated area where you about 10 feet from the ground. It has like an underhang where you can hang out in shade, and as well as the top, you can climb up to the top.
Cool. I'll climb up to the top, and I will, in the beginning of the evening, with no light pollution or anything like that, start to look at the stars and enjoy the desert sky, and do a kind of a not really religion, but a spiritual check using religion, a 15, to kind of look up at the stars and see all my favorites are in order. Nobody's out of place.
I mean, given that it's daytime, there's not much to see in terms of the star sky, but the sky looks like the same sky that the same ceiling of blue that you're familiar with, and everything is as it should be, aligned. Is there something in particular you're looking to contact or to find or to examine?
No, mainly making sure that the winds are all in place, and that the sky is still my sky. The moon isn't cracked wrongly. A planet that I would mistake for a star isn't running over another, bringing a bad omen, as I might read into it.
Right, there's nothing of that nature.
Okay.
There. Everything looks as what you would normally see in the night sky.
And with that, start breathing a little heavy, and I'll actually just start kicking around some rocks, and eventually work myself up into a rage and just start smashing rocks against each other and pounding the ground. And eventually, as I exit, one fist embedded in the sands, a single tear kind of going down my eye, and I don't understand. And I'm thinking about the chrome orcs and how they kill themselves, and how the town has two governments, and it's just so stupid, and it's all enslaving the free folk, the gnomes, and humans are ridiculous, and just letting it all out.
Okay, and as you smash rocks, how long is your intent to do this for? I know that you're raging and mad, but do you have a sense it's like 5 minutes then spent, or is it like a full hour?
It works its way up, so I'd say a good 10 minutes, but the rage part is only about a minute, and the rest of it's just heavy heaving, and that single tear, and eventually just a flop onto the back, staring at the sky, and getting myself ready to head back into town and see more filthy humans.
Okay. As you smash rocks and make noise, and is there yelling involved in this too?
Oh, absolutely. Lots of growling and...
Okay. As you smash the rocks and you curse, you smash some rocks, picking up boulders, smash them down, and you go to pick up one of the boulders, and you see your danger sense goes off, and you see immediately this design and scale as a large snake about half a foot in diameter coils up, and its head is nearly as big as yours, and this giant snake is looking at you and just sort of frozen, doing that posturing that animals do, flaring up its side. It has these cobra-like scaled wings, and it's hissing at you and staring at you with malign.
I will I guess it would be an intimidate. I'm not trying to scare it off. I believe that, this is the protector of this rock. I've invaded his home, and I'm merely growling back to show that I am a strong individual and having a spiritual moment locking eyes.
Okay, maybe this is a persuasion check, but in an animalistic way, right?
Yeah. What is handle animal now?
Animal handling has to do with, it's like piloting, but for animals, pretty much.
Okay, well, I mean, it is wisdom, so I am, that's part of my barbarianness, so why don't I do that? Not really handling it, but,
Okay,
animal
we can do animal handling. Okay, you're trying to communicate with the animal.
Ooh. I got a 19.
So the snake, are you puffing out your chest? What does this look like? This the way that you communicate that you're in the wrong.
So I was smashing these boulders in my rage, and I pick it up, and it hisses at me, and I still kind of got the rock, and I just drop it sideways, and put my palms out towards it, kind of open body, and just stand there like I am a rock. Break against me, if you will.
And the snake sort of looks as though it unfreezes from its poise, from its attack position, and slowly but very mistrustfully of you lowers itself and stares, and it's sort of swaying back and forth and looking at you, and the tongue comes out. It's considering, and you can tell that it's considering what to do. It's still trying to determine whether to attack you or not.
I will be calming down from my rage, breathing heavy, go down on my knees, kind of palms flat, wrists up on my knees there, facing the snake, and said, "Here, strength makes sense."
Wait, so you put your wrists up?
Yeah, well, I'm going on my knees to just kind of a sit-in pose, exposed a bit to this snake.
I see. So sitting cross-legged,
or just on
your knees. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the snake begins to approach you, and it eyes you, and it considers you, and it starts to slither in between, like where your arm is, like under your arm, as it rests across one of your wrists, and then it slithers behind you onto the other wrist, and then looks up at you, and your eyes are locked.
Jeez.
And this is a large snake. It's not.
Yeah.
It's probably about 40 feet long, and it's about almost like 6 long. It's a very heavy snake. Not that it's affecting you too much with your large frame, but its head is almost the size of yours, and it looks to its side, and it looks at you with its one eye.
I am of the desert, creature, and I return. But I must leave once again, for the world is in need of our strength, and you must be brave as well as I.
And the snake considers your words, although you don't know if it understands you're not being a wild creature, right? And even though you're something of a wild creature yourself, you do have the ability to form words. The snake, satisfied that it has encountered an ally and not an enemy, slithers off into rock to find a new place to go and rest, and eventually slithers its way through you and enters the rock.
And once it is fully left, I look to the stars once more again, a smile on Borel's face for the first time in days, maybe a week, depending on how long we were in that car. Feeling once again in touch with the desert and my nature's strength. I know this is my home and that is foreign, and I can kick its ass. Let's head back to town.
Yeah.
So is it American lizard folk? Okay. All right. Perfect. So you each have your own little adventure in town, and the sun begins to go down. And do you guys wait outside of the Buxom Confederate before going in, or to go in together, or is it Stanley's the first to show up, given that he's got 5 more hours to kill?
Yeah, I probably would have just kind of wandered and seen the town with the time to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Not really gone anywhere in particular, but maybe just seeing what I could see.
Sure. All right. Perfect. So let's say everyone meets up outside. You're just waiting outside. So it's now sundown. The lights, the candlelight, have started to come from the 2 bars in the town square. You see people are starting to make their way in. There's drunk people hanging out already, leaning on things, and they're around. And you all meet up in the town square. Now, the three of you are there first, so you guys are having a little conversation, and then everyone sort of stops to look at this giant 7-foot lizard folk as he with pride and glowing.
Oh,
He was more like dejected. He's standing at his full height, walks into the town square.
Everybody
So
looking at him.
You guys are all together in front of the buxom Confederate outside.
I like to think we all do this, and we see him. We wave.
How did it go? Did you get a job, Hope?
Yeah, tomorrow morning, crack of dawn, I start. It'll be a day to see how it works out, and then it'll be about 2 gold pieces each day after that.
And what about you, Nash? What job did you get?
I didn't get one. My job is to make sure we don't get screwed here. I just was there to help and watch. Make sure Hope didn't do anything dumb, and make sure that guy I don't trust didn't do
Me do anything dumb.
Well, I mean, I'm a little testy, and I'm feeling good. This necklace, I'm telling you, it makes me a little jumpy. I want to fight. So just watch out. Boy, if I had a wiener, I'll tell you what.
Well, man, you are a Pandora's box. We got that open, and it just keeps coming out.
Is that necklace the necklace of truth as well?
Oh, I hadn't thought of it that way. Maybe ask me a
Borel?
question. Ask me a question. Let's see if it works. I'll tell you I'll see if I tell you the truth.
Nash, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big an idiot are you?
8.
It's the necklace of truth.
All right.
Borel, you seems the time in the desert did you well.
Did excellent. I made a friend.
Oh, fantastic. Are they going to be joining us?
Never. He is a 25-foot snake.
Fantastic. Well, shall we head in?
Let's go.
Let's.
I need a drink.
All right. So you guys make your way. The saloon has the typical saloon doors that fold back and forth. You push your way in, and smoke billows out. And then you walk in, and you see a wide variety of people. There's a bar on the right side, and it's all wood. The walls are painted like this sort of green. It looks very pretty. It's very nice in here. There's a lot of decoration. You see, there's painted on the walls. There's a woman, a buxom woman dressed up in Confederate clothing, with the dress sort of pushing out of the Confederate jacket. And then you see that there's a roulette table, and that there's a table, and there's people playing cards of all types. But that mainly the people in here seem very well dressed. There aren't any of the more dirtier folk that you've seen around town. Certainly none of those shit-eater gnomes. And there's a bartender, there's a craps table, there's a roulette table, there's a couple of tables of people playing cards. All told, there's about 40 or 50 people in here. You also see there's a woman there with a fan sort of leaning by the bar, talking up to some of the gentlemen sitting at the bar. And there's a guy at a piano, and the piano's going. And so there's it went on longer than I thought it was going to. And as you sort of take in all the people and sights and activity in here, the tiefling sort of appears through people in the crowd, having spotted you, and he's got like these gold teeth, and he smiles like lots of gold teeth in there, and his horns are very like they run sort of like this to the side, very deep purple, and he's got like a piercings up his ear, 3 or 4 on one side, 2 on the other. He's got this gorgeously dressed, like very handsome. But older, like maybe in his 40s or 50s, and he's a little, chubby. He's not like a skinny guy. He's like, even though he's attractive, but he's like got a lot of, curve to him. And he comes up and he says, our new guests have arrived. Hello. How are you doing?
Doing well this evening.
Come in.
How are you, Mr.
I'm Syllabus Stump. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Wait, you're Celibate Stump? You're Celibate Stump.
I'm Syllabus Stump. I'm the proprietor of the Buxom Confederate. Now, hang on. Eric, come over here. Get a table for these fine folk. Okay. All right. And he motions to a guy, and then Eric goes over to a table where people are sitting, and he's like, tells them, "Hey, get out." You know, and you see they're making this table sort of towards the back of the place, open for you. And he says, "Please come in. All right." And you make your way past folks, and they'll kind of look at Borel like just like wide-eyed. Smells of booze and smoke and cigarettes, and the people like drinking and smoking, and you make it to the table, and there's 5 or 6 chairs there, so you all are able to sit down. Borel, any consideration to the sitting arrangement for you because of your tail?
Yeah,
you don't sit normal, so I was gonna check with you.
Give it the Chuck Norris.
Working my tail through the hole is horrible because I always get stuck, so I just flip the chair around and sit. You know,
right? Yeah,
greater gangster style.
I like that. That's good.
All right. So you guys all sit down. There's candle on the table, and there's low light, and the Syllabus doesn't sit down. He says, "Now, can I get you fine folk a drink? I have to talk to you guys. But before we do, let's be hospitable. Eric, what do you guys want to drink? What do you guys want?
What would the house recommend?
Well, we don't have a lot of different kinds of beers here, but we've got Oat Bunt Mead, we've got Slave Hide, and we've got Oil Beard's Imperial English."
I'll take that third one.
Okay, one Imperial.
I'll take the Slave Hide.
All right, a Slave Hide. Lizard Man. My fine lizard man. Do you must drink beer, or do you drink something else? What can I get for you?
I guess the hide.
You want Slave Hide? Okay, there's 2 Slave Hides, and this princely looking gentleman here. What would you like?
I'll have a water, thank you.
Is the hide made of actual slave hides?
We don't have any water. We don't have any water here. Sorry, my accents are all over the place. He's got a Texan accent. I'm going back and forth. I'm so excited. I'm going back and forth between all different voices. Listen, we don't have no water here. Water's kind of poison, if you know what I mean. Anyways, do you want something that tastes like water? I mean, I can get you. We can have whiskey. We got spirits here too.
Oh, that would be fine. A whiskey would be fine. So there's no water at all in any of these establishments, is what you're saying.
This is a entertainment house. We don't do the water thing here. If you want water, maybe go on down to Elmer's or something like that. We don't serve water here. Sorry, I would if I could. I'm not trying to be difficult. Just I don't have no water for you. But you look like a man who could drink.
That's fine.
Something wrong with you?
I'll take the whiskey. Thank you.
All right, we'll get you a Blowhouse whiskey. All right, that's a Blowhouse whiskey, 2 Slave Hides, and Oil Beard Imperial English. All right, and so Eric goes to the bar, makes the drinks super quick, and comes back up, and they serve you your beverages. You know what? We've got some mixed drinks actually. Before, and he's supposed to give you your Blowhouse whiskey, and he's like, maybe you want us to make you a nice mixed drink. Is that more your speed? We can make you a pant pisser.
What's a pant pisser?
It's a good drink. And you look like an elfy guy, right? Yeah, you're an elfy guy. Maybe you want a gargle blaster.
No, trust
like
this
them.
guy.
This will be fine. Thank you.
You want a gargle blaster? All right, Eric, get him a gargle blaster. Get that elf drink. Like, most people don't like the gargle blaster, but Magistrate, he loves it. Elves, they love it. You'll love this drink. I'm telling you. It's good.
Great.
You don't seem very impressed.
Do you not wish to blast your goggles?
Or
Not
piss your pants?
particularly, but
All right, yeah,
We'll
take
see
the whiskey
what,
back. Get him a gargle blaster. He'll like that.
we'll see what this gentleman has to say, and we'll decide how much I want my gargles blasted.
All right, so Eric comes back with a gargle blaster. It's his blue and orange drink. Almost looks like it's glowing, has ice in it, and it's bubbling. It almost looks like it's smoking from the top. There you go. There's your gargle blaster. Enjoy that, Mr. Elf. I can see your ears. Anyway, and so Syllabus takes a chair and he sits down. He leans back and puts his hands up and he says, "So I'm Syllabus Stump, and I am so glad you decided to come here. I was worried you weren't going to show up. I sent my man, Slippery Brent, to come get you guys and give you a map. And then you didn't show up. I saw you walking on the street and looked like you wanted to be left alone. But, oh man, no one in the history of this town has ever beat them orcs in the rusty cage. But you did today. And let me tell you, you made me a wealthy man today. And I am so happy."
Wait, you bet on us?
Well, I run the booking. Everybody lost. The orcs never lose, so everyone always bets on the orcs. But today was my lucky day. Everyone bet on them orcs, and I didn't have to give back a single gold piece. Holy shit, it was great.
Why did you think?
I don't suppose you would be interested in sharing some of that wealth with us.
Well, yeah, I'm going to give you your cut of the winnings. I was just thinking about that. And he's like, Eric, come here. This is my man, Eric Bushnell. He does a lot of different things for me, and he's a good man. Just want you to be introduced. But Eric, we'll get them their cut. Eric leaves into the back room. And he's like, yeah, you guys, oh man, that was some fighting you guys did in there. I thought I didn't go. I thought probably that you were going to die, just like everyone else that goes into that their little ring of justice they got. Imagine my shock when, hey, they all won. Or you all won.
Do they only ever use that for trials, or do they ever just have regular combat in there?
No, that's pretty much a court of justice, a little bit on the sacred side. It's not an official one. They keep that more in the principal city, but ever since they set up shop here, they have to have their court of law, so they put it up in here. And, and the townsfolk here, we kind of like betting on them, even though we know most of the time it's always the same winners. But, hey, man, it paid off in the long run, so I'm not complaining.
I don't get how you thought we'd win. Did you have inside info? Like, why us?
No, I run the bookie. So, people bet on the orcs, and, I pay out. It's a bad payout. It's like they win 10% of their winnings or something like that because odds are, in their favor. I run the booking, so if they lose the bet, they got to keep all their money. And I'm at the point, some of them guys bet like their life savings because they know the orcs always win. I made a shitload of gold. Crazy. Now, mind you, I'm not going to be giving you a big cut like I got because, that's the way this thing works. But I'll give you some money to make you feel good about it. Eric comes back out from the back room, tosses 1, 2, 3, 4 bags on the table. He's like, it's roughly, about 500, 600 gold pieces in there. Thank you very much for helping me. I appreciate it. So now
wait, in each bag or
No, there's total.
Total, okay.
Yeah, so there's 6 bags, each have 100 gold in them. Let's go with that.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. I appreciate it. Tell me, is any form of trial determined in that ring, or is there some minor justice? What if somebody does, say they throw a rock through a window? Do they get sent to the arena, or is there some other form of justice that gets handed out?
You guys, where are you guys from? You guys are from, well, I know where you're from. You're from Dust Hill, right? That's what I heard. Is that right?
How do you know that? Where'd you hear that?
Are you from Dust Hill?
I don't trust this guy. He's not answering my damn questions.
He already
come from all
clearly
over.
knows.
Well, listen,
Yes,
look.
I'm from Dust Hill.
To answer your question, the principal only really cares about principal business. So, yeah, I mean, if I go and stick my knife in some guy, because they didn't pay me for what they owe me, principal people ain't going to care. Them crazy zealots and all that, their concern is making sure the slave trade in this town runs fine. The day-to-day stuff, that's the sheriff.
Did the sheriff and the principal get along? We heard there was some sort of disagreement between the two.
No, they don't really get along. Just to be clear, this place wasn't always called Slave Town. But, the Trenchard Oilbeard and his slavery concern they set up shop here, and then the principal came and he backed them, and now it's Slave Town.
How long ago was that?
It was about 10 years ago, 10, 12, something like that.
What was life like in this town before the principal showed up? Was it
as you asked the
easier
question, a woman across the room catches your eye. She's been looking at you.
Whoa, at John or at Stanley?
At Stanley. Yeah, the question sort of falls on your lips. The woman looks very familiar.
Is it Talia?
Should do a perception check, please.
Oh, great. All right. It's a 1.
Your eyeballs fall out. Yeah, so you can't tell from this distance, but it just your words slip off your tongue as you look there, and you sort of trail off, and Syllabus takes notice, and he looks back. He says, "You guys must have been out in the desert for a long time. Is there any other kind of entertainments I could arrange for you?" Oh, and by the way, while we're on top, before you answer that, I'm paying for your stay at the hotel. So if you guys want to stay, you've seen that hotel, Lattlebings?
Yeah.
Part of the deal is while you're in town, we got a room set up for you guys.
Wait, this is all just
Lattlebings.
you're doing this because we won.
Thank you.
Is this all just because we won you a bunch of gold? Is that why?
That's why I'm doing it. I treat my friends good.
All right.
Because hopefully my friends will treat me good. That's how things work in this town. And I'm hoping that we can be friends. I want to be your friend.
I've known you for 2 minutes. You're not my friend yet.
Well,
He's very difficult to win over. I've been traveling with him for a while, and he's.
hey man,
still
you know what?
We're
I'm gonna. You guys beat some of the Kuromukishi's finest initiates here. I'll understand. I'll take your lead, Mr. Nash. If you think you don't trust me, that's fine. But I assure you, in time, we'll be friends.
All right. That's fine. I appreciate the hotel. It'll be nice.
So there's a hotel there. Just go talk to the proprietor whenever you feel like going. It's a guy by the, it's a halfling that runs that place, S.J. Lattlebing, and he'll get you. Just say, ring the bell, and he'll wake up, and he'll get your room set up for you. Okay? And so, anyways, you got a place to crash tonight now, if all else fails. But if I have some entertainments here, we have ways to entertain you if you're looking for companionship there, Mr. Billings.
And where do these people come from? Do they grow up here, or are we looking at slaves acquired in the desert?
What do you mean these people? Which people you mean?
The entertainment you're alluding to.
Well, I own them. This is my business. They're my assets, I guess you could say. I mean, they're here to entertain. Don't worry too much about all that stuff. But
He's a slaver.
Yeah, they're mine.
He's a slaver.
So in general, you would say the principal has been pretty kind to you by having slavery become a big thing in this town.
Well, I like to consider the principal a friend. I'm good to my friends, and they're good to me.
Well, I might have a look around once we're done conducting business here.
All right, that sounds good. Hey, come over here. And he beckons forth for the woman you were looking at to come over here, and she makes her way up, and as she comes into view, you can see it is indeed Talia. She's dressed up very nice, and Syllabus is like, come here, sit down on my lap. And Syllabus sort of pushes his chair out and puts his leg out, and she very awkward. She's staring completely at John with a look of nervousness on her face, and she sits down on his lap. Says, "This here is Talia, and she just started working for me. Wow, what is it? 2 days now? And she's not really available quite yet, but in your case, I could make an exception."
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's something about this one that has just absolutely caught my eye. So if you would extend me that courtesy, I would take it as a personal favor, friend to friend.
All right, then. I guess we can be friends. Now, what about you? And Syllabus sort of looks over at you, Hope. Says, "Can I arrange for any entertainments for you tonight?"
What kind of men do you have?
Well, we don't really have men here. Most of my clientele are men, and they're looking for
that's
women.
true.
But I might know someone.
Might know someone.
I might know someone that might want to spend.
I think he's talking about himself, Hope. I say that. That was out of my mouth.
It's awkward because
It's good.
I'm
Straight
trying
over
not to make
Hope's
Kyle mad, but also roleplay the character.
What? I don't get it. It's Hope. It's Hope.
I know.
Right
It
in
is
the
Hope.
other room there. There's
I feel. Yeah. All right. He's like, I'm just saying. Perhaps maybe there's a way we can find you some entertainments there. You don't get to see too many tieflings in town.
No,
In
we
fact, I
don't,
think
do
you-
we?
Might be the first in a decade, if I'm
Well,
being completely
I'll
honest.
just take a drink and give a wink. It's a confirmation.
Whoa.
And what about you there? You, the gentleman in the hood over there.
All right, look. I stand up. I stand up. Here's what happens. I stand up. Nash stands up, and I take a stance of kind of. Hold on. I take a stance of kind of not really spread eagle, but I kind of, my feet are apart, and I say to you, all right, Syllabus, is that your name?
Syllabus.
Syllabus,
My name's Syllabus.
kick me in the crotch as hard as you can.
I'm not gonna kick you, man. Did that drink already go to your head?
I'm
Jeez.
serious. I'm serious. Unless you want more trouble, you'll do what I ask. Kick me as hard as you can, right here. And I point at my crotch.
All right. If you insist. And he gets up and he's kind of amused by this idea. And Talia gets up and he brushes himself off and he gives you a kick.
All right in the crotch, and I go, that didn't hurt at all. Do you know why that didn't hurt?
Yeah, I must say it's a bit strange that you're not really you don't look like you're in any kind of pain.
It's because I don't have a wiener. I don't need your stupid entertainments. I'm going to go find my own fun in this town. So go ahead.
All right, relax. I'm sorry if I made you feel bad. I didn't know. I'm sorry that you don't meet one of your kind every day.
All right.
But what do you like? People, maybe when they don't like sex so much, they like to play the games. You like to play games?
Depends on the
We got-
game. What game?
We got roulette, we got craps table, we got dragon chess, we got 3-card ante, we got poker. I mean, what kind of games you like playing? We can get a game going for you.
5-card stud.
All right. You like playing 5-card stud?
I do, and the stud is not a euphemism for my problem. I'm just saying I like 5-card stud.
Of course not. So maybe while your friends are having fun, you can stay here and enjoy some other different kind of entertainments. We got something for everyone here. Don't worry. Uncle Syllabus got you. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like your name is celibate, but yes, I'll play poker. It's fine. It's
Look,
fine.
my good friends call me Vussy. You can call me Syllabus or you can call me Vussy.
I'll call you what I want, and I take
It's
my
a trap.
staff. I take my staff leaning on the table. I take it back into my hands, and I take my chair again, and I sit down, and I just stare ahead at whoever's across from me.
What about you, Lizard Man? I'm afraid I don't know if I have anything that you would find entertaining.
Gwent. Sorry, I just checked the chat. They said I should be playing Gwent.
No, I do not desire to sire any children this night.
Perhaps you play a game with your friend Nash. How's your beer?
It's foreign.
It's foreign. Oh. I guess everything's foreign to someone, right?
Most things are foreign to me.
Well, anyways, I mean, okay. I'm going to be honest with you. You're strange cats. Slippery told me you guys like to talk about names a lot, but he's a little crazy. But
Well, and to be fair, his name is Slippery.
Now, it looks like you two know each other. Am I reading you guys right?
Who? All four of us have been traveling together for some time.
I'm talking about Talia. Talia, you run along now. I'm going to talk with Stanley for a minute here. And Talia sort of looks awkwardly and just sort of goes away. Like, I got the sense while I was doing things. See, I'm an intelligent, I'm a smart man. You can't be in business around here without being smart and quick on your feet. I can kind of tell you guys knew each other, and you weren't telling your friend Syllabus. Is it true? You guys know each other?
I don't know what you're talking about. She reminds me of somebody I met in Dust Hill. Somebody I honestly was quite drawn to, and that allure made her catch my eye.
That's a deception roll, sir. I'm reading your face, right?
I
I'm reading
rolled
your
a
face right now.
19 plus 8, so it was good.
Nice.
He looks at you and says, all right, my bad. I just looked you. I mean, look, she's new, and she never done this kind of thing before yet. And usually when I get a new girl on, I give them a few weeks, to get accustomed to the idea. You can't, what do they say? You can't, something about honey, how getting things done with honey's better than not, that kind of expression. So, you take your time and break them
You
down,
catch
right?
more flies with honey. That's the saying.
Thank you, Nash. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to remember that good deed. You
Holy
catch more
shit.
flies with honey.
All right.
So, now you guys made me a lot of money, and I want to do everything I can to make you happy. So we can do this thing, but I'm just letting you know. You might have a bit of a hard time. That's all I'm saying. And my apologies. I thought maybe you guys knew each other, just the way you were looking at each other. But what you say makes sense. Anyway, yeah. So why don't I catch you guys in a little bit? You guys can go enjoy your entertainments, and if you need anything, just come see Uncle Syllabus.
Sounds good, and thank you again for your generosity this evening.
Thank you for making me even more money today than I had yesterday. I love it. He gets up and he picks up his timepiece from his coat pocket and puts it back in and walks to his back office. Opens the door and closes it. All right, you guys are in the bar. The piano's going.
This piano player.
I am immensely confused.
By the piano or the guy that was there?
The honorable thievery. This amount of gold is large, yes?
It's significant.
Yes.
From what I could understand, he had no reason to share this wealth with us.
Well, he's trying to buy loyalty. He's trying to get us to work for him.
But
Though what his true intentions are remains to be seen.
he offered no job or any other follow-up. Have we concluded our business?
I can guarantee you we will be hearing from him again.
I see.
It's much like I said about this town in general, Borel. You present something that's enticing and promising. You wait until someone drops their guard once they've come in close enough. Right now, we're not close enough, but we're getting there.
Bait then.
Yes, this is bait.
I'm concerned if we break for distraction, I will not be able to follow you. Both of your rewards seemed private, and I don't see how we could maintain our group cohesion during your activity.
Well,
No.
did he? Wait, he said he only got us one room at the hotel, or do we all have rooms at the hotel?
He wasn't clear.
Oh, so we don't know if we're all in one room? Or that sucks.
Could make things potentially awkward.
It's just sleepovers.
If they've got two
Now,
kings.
to be clear, there are entertainment. There are entertainment rooms in the Bucks
In
and
this
Confederate
place,
for your
yeah.
entertainment.
Oh. Well, I'm glad I'm just playing poker. You guys gonna go play your own version of poker up there.
Best form.
I will I will stand. I will wait for you at the hotel then. While you enjoy your pleasantries, I feel we may need to watch our backs overnight and do not wish to leave you alone.
I think that would be very smart. I will be over there as soon as I am able.
I'm staying here and playing cards.
Raise my drink.
All right.
I'm gonna go get Talia.
I got a deck
Are you
out.
doing the Talia thing privately, or are you bringing the friends with you?
I would be taking her someplace private.
Okay. So you approach Talia, and she's sort of sitting at the bar waiting for you to come talk to her. So you approach her, and she says, "Oh, thank you. I can't believe you're here. How did you find me?"
Talia, was it? I believe he said your name was?
It's me. I mean, maybe you can't recognize me. I got all this stuff on me, but it's me from Dustil. It's Talia.
All
My
right.
son,
Well,
Bruce Bane.
my name
How's
is
my son?
Stanley
Do you know where my
Billings.
son is?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Talia. Is
Okay,
there
okay.
someplace private we could go to conduct business?
She looks around and says, "Okay, follow me." And she grabs your hand and whisks you off into there's a door towards the back wall, and it opens up into this room, and there you see this desk, and you see several chairs, and it's an ornate room. There's doilies on the tables and some candles, and you see an orc, a large orc in a dress, sitting by the front door,
Okay.
and she looks at both of you. "Can I help you?"
Good evening, madam. My name is Stanley Billings.
From the trial earlier this morning.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, we were just talking to your boss, and he was extending some hospitality towards us, and I was.
Of course. I'm Madam Wildtongue. Please, up the stairs, and Talia will show you to your room. Right, Talia? You know what you're supposed to do. Talia says, "Very well then. Enjoy your evening, Mr. Billings."
Thank you.
And so she whisks you up the stairs, down to the end of the hall, and you hear, as you walk by, you hear, You go on another room. You walk towards the end of the hall into what appears to be Talia's room, and she opens a door, invites you in, and then slams the door shut. You still hear the faint, echoing throughout the wooden building. She says, "Oh, thank God you found me! Thank God you found me!" And it gives you this big hug. And he squeezes you. And says, "Where is he? Where's my son?"
Talia, it's all right. I'm gonna do a quick perception check just to see if I can see if anything is off about the room that would give me the hint that maybe somebody is listening in or is
Sure.
watching or observing. That's going to be 20, not natural.
Okay, so you take a quick perusal of the room, and there's a bed there. There's again nice table, doily. There's sort of these weird things on top of a dresser. You're not quite sure what they are, and a mirror as the backboard. There's a painting on one of the walls, and it's of a regal man with a wig on it. But as you notice in the painting that the eye is cut out of the painting.
Ugh. That means somebody's looking, dude.
Well, there's this black hole where the eye should be. It's very small, but you notice that there's something amiss about this painting.
I'm gonna unfasten my cape and hang it over the painting.
Okay, it's done.
Love it.
He says, "Why won't you talk to me? Why won't you talk to me?"
Talia, we are going to have to be a bit careful on this. Now, I want you to keep your voice low.
Okay.
Bruce Bane is fine. We left him in the care of the Rentaloils while we went out to look for the people who were taken.
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad. They took us, Stanley. I was running with my son, and the next thing I know, the back of my hair, they grabbed it, and then they threw me into a bag. And I was in that bag for weeks. I didn't think anyone would come. She starts to let out tears and it's just crying, just beside herself. I'm so glad you're here.
Now
But
we
can't.
are going. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you go. You go.
We are going to do everything we can to get all the people who were taken from Dust Hill out of here. But it seems some of them have already been acquired. What happened when they brought you in? What was the process?
I was brought in and we were thrown into this room, this like large cement brick room, and then some men came in and picked. One of them was, Mr. Mr. Stump, and he picked me out. And the next thing you know, I'm here. And well, you know what they're gonna do with me here, but I felt like I have no choice because they know where Dust Hill is. And he said if I don't do as he asks, they're gonna send people to Dust Hill to kill them all. So what choice do I have? I don't want my son to die. But he said that if I do right by him, he'd be my friend, and he'd go get Bruisebane for me. But I didn't know to trust him or not. But what else am I gonna do? I'm stuck. I have to do what he asks, and just hope he's gonna bring Bruisebane. But now that you're here, how are you gonna defeat a whole army? There's so many. They have so many men. Dust Hill's nothing compared to this place.
Well, that's what we're in the process of trying to figure out. We're doing everything that we can. I know it seems hopeless, but we're going to make sure that you're taken care of, that all the people from Dust Hill are taken care of, and for now, just take comfort in the fact that Bruisebane is being taken care of back at Dust Hill.
It does warm my heart. I'm just so happy he's okay. He's okay for now, and I don't know if you should attack them, Stanley. I don't want my son, and I don't want to die. Maybe we could just escape. Can you get me out now? Can we just? We can't go back to Dust Hill. Maybe we go get Bruisebane and then we go run somewhere else, anywhere but any of these two places, and just go.
It's very tempting to want to just turn and run away from it all, but Dust Hill needs to be protected. Everybody in Dust Hill should be protected. We're going to have to find a larger solution, something that helps everybody.
What do you want me to do?
Well, I'm still trying to figure that out a bit myself, to be honest. I was a good deal surprised to find you here. And we're in the middle of formulating a plan. It's in the malleable stage at the moment, but we're working on it. Do you have any idea? We're trying to find a way to get the people from Dust Hill. Do you have any idea what they pay for slaves in this town?
I don't. I don't. They have a lot of money here. I know that. The tables, they're betting like hundreds of gold pieces, more gold than I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand this place. It's terrible, but it's also, I mean, I've never eaten better in my life. I mean, there's some good in that, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not worth it, Talia. You gotta be free to, even if it's struggle to live, at least be free to struggle.
Yeah, you're right.
This isn't a choice. Bruisebane doesn't need to be here for this.
You're right. Maybe he's better off though. If I stay here and he's okay, that's all I really need, just to make sure he's okay. Promise me he's gonna be okay.
I will do
Promise
everything in my power to make sure that he is taken care of. But I've already made a promise. I made a promise to him that I would do everything I could to get you home. And I'm going to keep that promise as well. So, in the meantime, we're going to need to find a way to at least get you out of here for now. How long typically is a session, so to speak?
I don't know. They haven't made me. Syllabus hasn't made me do anything. I don't know. They've just said just be here and look pretty and get used to the idea of being in this place. And I don't know. A session? Is it a sessions that they do it? I don't know much. They don't tell me much. I'm sorry, Stanley.
It's fine. I have a bit of an odd idea. I need you to scratch my face. Badly.
Like scratch it, and she starts scratching it gently. She takes her hands to her face and
Talia.
she starts
like
caress.
a
It's like more of a caress with the nails on it, and
like a cut, Talia.
I'm happy. I'm happy to see. I don't want to cut you.
We need to get you out of here. I have a plan. You need to trust me.
And then there's a quiet moment as you say all this, and she brings her lips to yours and kisses you.
I can only picture Bo doing it.
Well,
I'm not miming it because you don't need the help.
Thanks, Nash. Keep playing your cards.
She kisses you. The kiss lasts this long. It's sweet, and with your mouth closed, but your lips part slightly, and there's just a sweetness and a length to it that is to the duration that is just fills you with passion.
Talia, I would be lying if I said I wasn't interested in this. But it's not a solution. It's temporary happiness. I need to get you out of here so that you're not here day after day after day. I need you to trust me on this plan.
I do trust you. I trust you, Stanley. Just tell me what you want me to do.
I need you to rake across my face, deep enough to draw blood.
And in complete silence, she brings out her hand. She puts her nails on your face and just holds it there for a good minute. You guys are staring into one another's eyes. There's sort of this unspoken communication happening between the both of you. And as you get lost and forget what it was she was about to do, she rakes her fingers down your face and it's just way to break the mood. You take 2 points of damage.
How many?
2.
Okay. That's strong
rakes
nail.
across your face, and there's these cuts.
All right. Well done. Now, play along. If you have doubts, just stay quiet and be as mean. Understand that this is just to help you get out of here. And with that, I'm going to grab my cloak and just get off the table and go, "Damn it, you vile woman!" and grab her by the wrist and yank her out the door. "Where's Mr. Stump? I need this." I'm going to go stomping downstairs. I'm pulling Talia along with me.
Go to the stairs, and then you see Madame Wildtongue has gotten up, and she's, what is the meaning of this?
Well, I gotta tell you, Mr. Stump told me that maybe this one wasn't quite as ready to go as some of the other merchandise, and I want to find out what it's going to take to get a whole night to break this mare or filly in. I know horses. I know everything about horses.
So you're saying she wouldn't put out, right? That's what you're.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Madame Wildtongue looks to Talia and says, he looks to you and then looks back to you and says, "I'm sorry. She is new. Surely Syllabus warned you it might be a little difficult. But Talia, come here. Come here, Talia."
I'm gonna just keep holding on to her wrist. Oh, don't misunderstand me. My interest remains piqued, but I'm gonna need more than just an hour or two with this one. This one I'm going to need for the entire evening, and I will make sure that she's in a good state when I bring her back.
Well, you could spend as much time as you wanted with her already. I don't see how that, unless you want me to
This would have been a good rule to know before.
What I can do is I can hit her a few times. That usually breaks them. And she rolls up her dress sleeve, and there's this giant orc muscle arms.
There's no need.
Keep in mind, like, and she's like, and like, Madame Wildtongue is like just this giant orc in a dress, and she's like, "Come here, Talia. I'll soften her up for you."
Oh, there's no need. I'm going to enjoy doing it much more myself.
Well, then what can I do for you?
I would like to take her back to the room we're staying at.
I'm afraid not for a new one. We're still breaking her in.
Anything is possible. How much is this going to cost?
I don't make those decisions here. You'll talk to Syllabus. My job is to make sure that our property is kept in good condition and where it needs to be, which is here for a new one. If I have one that I can find for you that I trust, that I can send to your room if you like.
No, this is the one I want. Bring Syllabus. He said he wanted to make sure I was happy, and I'm unhappy right now.
Very well. And Madame Wildtongue walks out to the main bar, and you hear, "Syllabus, get back here!" And the bar, you hear, the door opens, and you see Nash and Hope. They're playing cards and drinking beer. And I don't know if you guys want to have a little, do a thing.
Is Hope still with me?
I mean for the scene. So he opens the door. What is Stanley seeing with you two? See, like
just cards, just throwing down cards, going old maid. I say, old maid.
Old maid. I'm no good at cards, if I'm gonna be honest.
All right, so you spot Hope and Nash playing cards, having a good time, and then you see Syllabus. He comes from that area as well. He says, Mr. Billings, surely there's a problem here we can resolve quite easily. What's she giving you a hard time? I warned you."
You did, and don't mistake my face and demeanor for thinking I'm regretting my decision, but this one in particular has sparked my interest. And I'm being told that I cannot bring her back to the room that you are sharing with us. Now, she's a bit feistier than I expected, and I would like the evening in the comfort of my own place without holes in the painting to deal with that feisty spirit she has.
You're right. Now, look, I know we're friends, and friends help one another. So take it from a friend and say, in my experience, new one like this, leaving the premises, they're going to run away, and I can't have that. So as much as I want to make you satisfied because you've done a good thing for me today, she can't leave this room. Not until we've made sure she's broken in.
Surely that can be taken care of. I'll make sure she doesn't run away, and if she does, what's the cost?
Persuasion.
By the way, can I ask while you do that, are you guys within earshot of me and Hope?
No, they're in the back room. But
so
you saw him. You saw Syllabus rush into the back room.
Okay,
caught a glimpse.
So we kind of know something's up.
Stanley back there.
Okay.
You know he's talking to Talia.
Okay.
25.
So you want to give me money to rent her out, even though she's my gift to you. I can give you any one of my other girls to send over there. Doesn't have to be this one.
If that's what it takes, I see it more as a deposit in case she runs away. You're concerned she's going to flee. I'm giving you my assurance she won't. And if she were to, what would that put you out? How much did she cost to begin with?
Slaves around here, the good ones run at least 20,000 gold, sometimes higher. You got that kind of money on? I mean, I've just given you 500 gold, but that ain't gonna cover a deposit.
Well, it was more like 600 gold, but I will make sure that she is returned to you. It won't be a problem.
I can't do it, my friend. I'm sorry. She stays here. Them's the rules, and those rules are hard-earned after decades of running this place. She's a runner. She's gonna run on me, aren't you, Talia? I know you are.
I don't
So
think.
you can take any one of my other girls, but not the ones I got to break in. We haven't earned that trust yet. I'm sorry.
Well, I think this is a very poor way to attempt to go and do it. You sit me down, you say you want to be my friend, you present this big manner of hospitality, this big show, and the moment I tell you that I would like you to truly put your money where your mouth is, money which we earned you, by the way, all of a sudden, I'm not to be trusted. All of a sudden, I'm not to be believed. All of a sudden, I'm not good enough for your establishment. And here I thought we were just beginning to be friends. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Stump. I am the gatekeeper to the 4 people that just made you a small fortune on betting. Do you think the lizard or the tiefling or that crusty scab of a man Nash is going to do anything to help you? I'm the one you want to make a deal with. I'm the one you want to assist. And I'm certainly the one you don't want to cross. Now, let's bury the hatchet and be friends. And as I speak for the minute that I spoke, I am going to use my enthralling performance on him.
Okay, so enthralling performance requires what?
That I have performed, in this case, my speech for at least 1 minute. I can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience if they have to succeed a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC, or they will be charmed by me, where they will idolize me, speak glowing of me to anyone, and will try to avoid opposing me.
Okay. We said it's singing, poem, or dancing, but we said in this case your performance can just be you speaking,
Yeah,
and
because
not clearly performing or rating.
Yeah, because I don't perform. Like, I'm not a singy bard.
Okay.
orating's
Each target
performing.
must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your. What's your spell save DC?
14 for wisdom. Or wait. Yeah. That's right? Because if it's a wisdom throw, it'd be the same thing as any of my other spells that have
It's
wisdom.
just
saving
whatever your
throws.
whatever your
Okay.
TC is. So it looks like it's 14. Okay. So Syllabus pauses for a moment and considers your words. And all right, you've made your case. You are, after all, a smart man, able to beat those Kuromu Kishi initiates, which I quite admire. I wish I could do those things. Tell you what, you go ahead. I'm sorry for all the difficulty, Madam Wild Tongue. This is fine. But, you know, if you're going to owe me some money, quite a lot of it, if she disappears, it's on you. All right?
That's understandable, and I apologize for getting
No
heated.
apology necessary. No apology necessary. You are a great one. I'm sorry for all the inconvenience. You go ahead on and take her. All right. In fact, we'll get to Eric here. Go ask Eric. He'll pack up some beer for you to bring back to the bar for you as well.
You're too kind.
I know. I'm far too kind. But for you, anything.
All
How
right.
long does this last?
An hour. And they don't know that it was done.
Right. Well, it says, yeah, it's not like Friends or something like that. Where
Yeah,
you
it's
know after.
different from Friends, yeah.
Once you, does it say this effect ends? Hinders anyone?
Has no hint that you tried to charm it.
That's if it succeeds on its saving throw.
Oh, well, he might be aware of it tomorrow then. Or in an hour.
Usually, once these things wear off, they're aware that magic was used on them. But this one doesn't actually say.
Yeah, it only says that it doesn't know on a fail, but it doesn't say anything about succeed.
At the end, choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet. You watched. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC or be charmed. Does charmed say? Is the charm status affecting you? Okay, well that's fine. It doesn't say, so I'll have to make a ruling if and when
In an hour, we'll see what happens.
That's right. Anyway, go ahead and take her. All right, but like I said, you're gonna owe me some money. But I know you're good for it, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I know you are. All right, so he goes back. Madame Wildtongue goes back to sit down on her chair, and Syllabus enters back into the bar. Just you and Talia now in the pleasure house foyer.
All right, I'm going to escort her back to the hotel.
Okay, so you enter into the bar proper, and you see Nash and Hope playing cards.
I just give them a little nod. I don't know if they're on the same page. Did they ever meet Talia?
No.
Yeah, they at the tent. They
Know
were all
the
like,
son.
"Oh
I
yeah,
know
you're
the
gonna
son."
bone." Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, we know her.
Yeah. So
They
I
know
just
her,
give
it
them
is.
a little nod, and then I walk out the door.
Okay. All right. So Nash and Hope, you guys have been drinking, playing cards, feeling good.
Yeah, I'll see them leave, and then I'll get up and head to Stump's room, whatever door he walked into.
Mm-hmm.
Like, knock.
Oh, you're going to the back office. Okay.
Yeah.
So he goes in. He goes around to the back office, knock on the door. Says, "Oh, just 1 minute." He opens the door and then he smiles. And he says, Hope, come on in. Come on in.
No, I'll enter.
Is Nash going with you, or are you going by yourself?
I'm just focused on cards unless someone tells me they need me.
All right. Borel, what are we up to?
I went to the hotel, but
Oh, good. Excellent. All right. So Hope, you enter in to this office, and you see there's like a desk and like a sort of bed in the corner. It's like he lives here as well as it's sort of an office, right? Says,
Yeah.
Please sit down, sit down. And he has like a chair there.
Cool, I'll take a seat. So how does a tiefling end up here?
Well, you know, I'm not really from here. I'm from a different place, and there's people like us where I'm from. There's all kinds of people, really.
Yeah, there are people like me where I'm from as well.
Well, where are you from? You're not from the city, are you?
No, oh, heavens, no. Wanderer. It's been 10 years now, I think.
And there's more of yous, or are they still? You still know your family? Where are they?
Oh, they're long dead. What about yours?
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I was raised an orphan actually, so I don't actually have a family, but I got people who raised me, and they're in Principal City. That's where I'm from, the big city.
Oh, the big city. So you grew up in the big city.
Grew up in the big city where the principal reigns. It's a glorious, beautiful place. You should come. But
What's it like?
well, there's these large mountainous spires that raise up and that people live on up top, close to the sky. It's a beautiful thing. And of course, there's the rabble below, and there's different floors between it. It is a marvel. It's beyond description, really. But there's so many people there. It's crazy.
So lots of tieflings there too.
There's a whole like section of town. There's nothing but tieflings. They're great.
Tieflings are great.
We are, but I mean, it's still there's not a ton of them compared to all the filthy humans around. But there's lots there.
Yeah, there are quite a bit of humans.
Can I
In a
get
long
you something
time.
to drink?
Oh, I'd love something.
And he sort of opens up this cupboard in the back, and he starts making this drink and putting ice into the drink. Looks like whiskey. So he gives you one and takes one for himself. He's like, to making new friends, and he clinks your glass and drinks it up.
Down it goes.
I came out here because I had enough of the city, and I needed to make a name for myself and some money. And this was the place to do it.
So did you plan to go into this line of work, and how did it happen?
Well, this was always kind of my specialty, running entertainments for people. Always something I've been a part of ever since I was a kid, helping out, in the whorehouse where I was. And it's just what I know. It's in my blood. So I came over here and I built a nice establishment in a new place where it matters. And I'm proud of what I've done here. Very proud.
Made a
I've
name
made a
for
lot of
yourself.
friends. Yeah. Except
That's
that
fantastic.
damn jeweler.
The jeweler. What about the jeweler?
Yeah, well, he's the guy that runs the Sapphire. hate
I
that
think
guy.
I saw him earlier. The human.
Yeah, wears that disgusting jacket. He's got that stupid mustache.
Yes. So, are you guys just not friends? Did something happen?
Ever since I got here, he's been trying to mess me up. Every time I think something's about to go right, it goes wrong. And I can't prove it, but I know he's behind it.
So
But,
what
you
do
know,
you-
that's just part of the trade. Everywhere you go, there's going to be antagonists, right? Can't do anything in this world without fighting for it.
Oh
but,
no, that's probably the one truth in this world.
But tell me about yourself. I'm just going on about me. Why don't you tell me? Tell me more. What do you like to do? What are your interests?
Well, I like fixing cars. I've loved that ever since I was little. And then when the family died, I just took off into the desert. And that was that. And
How did they die, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, like most, there was a raid, and they didn't make it.
Was it the Toyota host? Was it them?
It was so long ago. I couldn't even tell you. I was away at the time, and I came back, and it was gone.
Well, it's a savage world we live in. Nothing lasts long. Nothing's permanent. People die all the time. So the best that I got is to keep those dangerous people as close as possible. You keep your enemies closer than your friends, right?
Yes.
Isn't that true? Yeah. Now, how about these people you're with? How'd you come to know them? You're an odd bunch.
An odd bunch, aren't we all odd, though? I think I'm normal, especially not in a town like this. But we did, we met up in Dust Hill.
You guys wouldn't happen to be looking for any work, would you?
Oh, I already found some.
Well, what'd you find?
I'm at the garage tomorrow morning.
At Randall's garage.
Yeah.
Well, he's a good enough sort of folk, I guess, but can't be paying you that much.
Oh, it's good enough for me. I don't need much. Just need a garage and a car to work on.
Well, let me tell you, I've been getting to some thinking. And, maybe I have something a little more lucrative for you. Now, I know that you folk come from Dust Hill. And that you folk aren't the only slaves that come from Dust Hill. And, I can put two and two together. Right? Because I've got friends talk. And I know that you came after your friends from Dust Hill to rescue them.
We did.
Isn't that right? I mean, that's right. Don't lie to me. I know. And maybe you'd like to see them freed, but that's really expensive. And I can tell the way your eyeballs grew 3 sizes too wide when you saw the gold on the table. That you don't got the kind of money to buy slaves. So maybe working for me is the wrong way of putting it, but maybe I was thinking we could make some kind of arrangement. A secret arrangement. Are you interested in hearing more?
What did you have in mind?
Well, I told you about that fella across the street at Sapphire. Now, I need to get him out of the way. I can't prove it. And even Oilbeard and the slavers, they can't prove it. But he keeps messing up people's business. Now, if
Not
you
just
could,
yours. Someone
we
else.
can't just go walking in there, guns a-blazing, and take him out. Although I'd like to. What we'd like to do is discredit him, humiliate him, put him in that rusty cage, have him killed. It's got to be done discreetly. But the problem is, everyone in town, they work for somebody, and everyone knows who they're working for. But you guys are very able, but also new in town, and maybe you can help me with this problem. If you can give me some kind of an assistance here. See, what's happened in the past week is Oilbeard, he's got 13 sons. and one of Oilbeard's sons got killed. And, people get killed from time to time, but the circumstances were suspicious. He had a deed to a new mining concern up by the black mine called the Chopper Mine. So he was killed, and the deed to the Chopper Mine is gone missing. The next day, a woman by the name of Catherine Speckles shows up to the land claims office and gets that deed notarized. Now, we can't find that deed, which rightly belongs to the Oilbeard, who is a friend of mine. And we can't find Catherine Speckles. And I'd be willing to bet you solid gold. I'd bet you the lives of all the slaves that you'd like to see freed, that the jeweler is behind it. So, if you go get me some evidence that the jeweler is behind the murder, I'll free all those slaves for you for money out of my own pocket.
What if it's not him? What if
Oh, it's him.
we find evidence and it's someone else? Does that still stand?
Yeah, it stands. But this is the best shot I got. But yeah, if you have some other way of... if you can kill the bastard, maybe do that too. I'd prefer it, though, if he were properly tried in the court of law, such as it is with, the Kuramakishi. But still, if you can get that evidence and we can incriminate the jeweler, then I'll get you all your slaves free and you can go on back to Dust Hill. And you have my assurances. I'll tell my friends of the principals, friends of the Oilbeard Slavers Company, to leave Dust Hill alone. Maybe we can annex it as part of the principal's lands, and that way it'd be safe from any more attacks. That would be worth its weight in gold to me for those people from Dust Hill that you won't save.
I will try to find out who did it. I can't promise you it will be the jeweler, but if I find out and I give you evidence of who did it, annexation and the freed slaves.
I don't care. I just need the jeweler out of my hair, and I need to make sure that doesn't fall back on me or the Oilbeards or the principal. We got a deal?
You got more whiskey.
And he turns around and he opens it up and pours out some whiskey and offers to toast again.
We'll toast.
I said, now I know you were staying, said we got a room over at Ladlebing's or whatever, but if you wanted to stay here tonight, I certainly wouldn't mind the company. And he sort of smiles with his gold teeth and winks at you.
I'll smile back.
So are you staying there?
Yes.
All right. Yes.
Hardcore. Those been trying so hard since episode
Talia
1.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So Nash, you got left alone playing cards. Hope doesn't appear to be coming back at all.
Yeah.
So you're just sort of there. It's down to the wee hours of the morning. It's 2 or 3 o'clock. Drunk people. You're at the table playing cards with a drunk guy, and the guy across from you is like, "You're one ugly looking son of a bitch. I'll tell you that. You're ugly. Oh my god.
Tell me something I don't know."
I think you're pretty good at this game, though.
Well,
He's
thanks.
sort of
You can't offend
hover
me.
around like
You can
this.
call me anything you want, but I'm gonna take your money either way. I'm good at this game.
Yeah. So you've been winning. Let me just roll some dice here. You've been doing well. You're up 100 gold on your own.
Sweet.
You've doubled the 100. I don't know how much you have in your inventory. What's your gold at?
I think I should have 200 now because I think the first 100 was from what's his name.
Oh, you have 13, so you've 6 times your gold so far. You've been doing real well playing. You're playing poker, right? Or
Yep.
Old Maid.
We're done with Old Maid. That was kind of that was me freaking out. But yeah, we're playing.
Like, there's a guy on your right with a mustache, and he's like, "Oh, I lost so much money tonight. It's not good." And there's another more colder looking sort of guy. Also doesn't seem happy about having lost a bunch of money. The dealer's there, and he's like, "All right, it's the last hand, and and we're done. You get dealt Jack and an ace, diamonds and spades.
All right.
You got a Jack of diamonds, ace of spades.
The ace of spades.
Spades. So wait.
Ace of spades.
So wait, I've got that. Those are the 2 cards. That's the only 2 cards I have, or you mean that's the?
Yeah, you guys are playing 2-card no limit right now.
Oh, okay.
That's the game. The games change up over time.
All right, that's fine. Do I notice that these guys have all? I mean, they're all gone, right? I'm just there.
Yeah, there's 2 other guys at the table. They're still dealt in. The guy to your right, he's the big blind, so you're first to act.
I don't remember poker rules very well. I decide to not hold. What do you call it when you're gonna wait for the next?
You gotta call.
I'm calling. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna call.
All right, you call the bet with your ace jack off suit. Guy to your left, he also calls the bet, and the dealer passes to the big blind. And the big blind, he calls the bet too. So there's 3 people in the hand, and there's an ace of hearts dealt on the flop. Jack Jack of hearts, and the 3 of clubs.
Okay, so that
and the
gives
guy
me.
to your right's first to act, and he taps the table and he checks.
My turn, right?
Yeah.
I throw down. I throw down 10 gold.
Okay. The guy to your left flips up his cards, tosses them back in, says, I fold. He collects his money, and he gets up and leaves, and the dealer passes it to the guy who initially checked, and I see your gold, and I raise you 50 more. Everything I got, 50 gold. There, I got this hand. You better back off, you boardy looking man. You ain't winning this one. I've got this one locked down.
All right. I sit at him. I sit and stare at him really hard and long. My right eye starts to burn, which is what happens when I get frustrated. And I meet his amount. I throw the gold out there, and I call.
All right, you call the bet. Dealer taps the table, then draws another card, and you see is a 10 of hearts. So it's an ace of hearts, jack of hearts, 3 of clubs, 10 of hearts.
I should be writing this down.
And now the guy to your right says, "Oh, I got you now. I got you now. Oh, I bet everything. I'm all in." And he flips his cards over, and he's got 2. He's got queen of hearts and a 9 of hearts. You see he's got a flush, and you flip your cards over, and you've got 2 pair, ace jack, and he's got you beat.
All right, I kick my chair out from underneath me, and I stand up.
There's one more card.
Okay.
So the dealer taps the table, flips up the next card, and the ace of clubs comes up, and you get a full house, and you're the winner. And the guy on the right's like, "Shit! You cheated. You're in cahoots. I know you are. I know you are. He's warty man. He's a witch."
The hell I cheated. I don't cheat. Give me this money.
The dealer pushes all the gold towards you, and you have about like 300 gold sort of piled in front of you. That man took my money. He took my money. He took my money. And he gets up. The drunk guy starts walking towards the door, and he's just mumbling to himself. The dealer gets up and says, "Thanks for playing." And takes his own rake and puts it in his pouch and walks off. Eventually, the bar empties out, and it's just you sitting in the bar. And Eric, the guy named Eric, he's at the bar cleaning glasses.
Yeah. What am I doing while I'm alone? Am I just sitting there?
What are you doing?
All right.
That's up to you.
I'm just trying to imagine this transition where it was full of people and stuff. And
I mean,
then they all filed out, and
everyone just kind of left you there.
All right. And you guys
they all went to go get laid or whatever, and you're just sitting there like, guys.
All right, I'm gonna say to Eric, "Hey, you up for a game?" Kick me in the crotch. No, I said, you want to play a game? Nobody else is here. Let's play. Come on. Work's over.
No, thank you. I can't play.
Give me
I
another.
think probably it is time for you to go.
Give me another drink then. I got money to spend.
All right. What kind of drink do you want?
Whiskey. Do you got anything? It's got whiskey with a little bit of lemon in it.
I mean, I can make you a pant pisser.
Give me a pant pisser.
You want a pant? All right, I make you a pant pisser. Okay. Let me just look at that. Takes a drink, pours a little bit of drink, takes another bottle, shakes it up in the shaker, ice in it, and he pours it out. And he's like, "1 pant pisser for you," and he gives it to you.
All right.
This glass. It's got like fingerprints on the glass. It's
How much of it
gross.
is there in there? How much is a pant pisser volume wise?
He's like, that's a gold piece, please.
No, I mean how much liquid is it?
Oh, it's like 6 ounces maybe of liquid.
All right, I throw him two coins. Keep the change, and I just throw that thing back, shotgun it
Okay.
right down my hole.
Boom.
Yep.
You take the drink, slam it down on the table.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah. It was good.
And it's got a nice kick to it, so you're like, your eyes like,
It's all red.
it's like every time you take a drink of alcohol, it makes your eye burn.
That's good stuff. Thanks, Eric.
No problem.
You're a good man.
You're not too bad yourself, Mr. Nash.
All right, this is getting uncomfortable. I'm gonna leave.
All right, so you walk out into the air and you see immediately that guy who you beat at poker. He's leaning against one of the things. And he's sort of throwing up. You see another couple of guys sort of stumbling down the road a little farther down, but for the most part, it's quiet. And you look across the street and you see a man in a pinstripe suit. His office still has candlelight glowing in it, and he's leaning on the balcony, and his head cocked, so he's staring at you. It's on the second floor.
All right, same guys before.
Of the Sapphire. Yeah, it's the same guy as before.
All right. I don't want to go in there without someone else. Can he see me? I mean, he can see me. Can I yell at him?
Yeah.
Can he hear me from where he is?
You guys are looking at each other.
I so wish he was just saying this out loud
So-
in the middle of the street.
Can you see me? No, I'm gonna say I'm a little drunk, and I go, "What are you looking at? Take a picture. It'll last longer." Dick.
He raises an eyebrow and he looks at. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
What are you looking at? Why are you staring at me?
Well, you're a pretty scary looking fella.
Damn straight. You should be scared. Now go back inside.
You have yourself a good night there, sir.
Who are
sir.
you?
Who wants to know?
Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines. That's who.
They call me the jeweler around here.
I think I heard of you. Or have I? Was I in that room?
No, you didn't.
Oh, that wasn't me. Sorry, I was really enjoying that part.
That was a very private moment.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been in there for that. What do you
You
mean?
guys can have sex, okay, but I want to make sure it's safe. I don't trust this guy. I'm going to be watching.
What does that mean? What do you do? What's the jeweler? What are you doing?
Off to rent a painting.
What? Tell me more. I need to. What's the jeweler? I don't get it. What's your deal?
Well, I'm the jeweler. That's what they call me.
What does that mean? What do you do?
I run, as you can see, I run the Sapphire. It's a fine establishment.
Do you make jewelry?
In a matter of speaking, yes.
This is another sex place, isn't it?
Well, you want some pussy?
No. Holy shit. That escalated quickly. No.
I've got some, if that's what you're looking for.
I don't have the parts. There's no advantage for me. I don't even feel it.
He's like, oh, I don't know. I need a second. I need to laugh. He says, "What do you mean you don't have the parts?"
Come down here and I'll show you.
I think you could just tell me what you mean. I don't think I need to come down there for you to show me.
I don't need this place. I don't need your women. I don't need you. I don't need this town. Go back to whatever it is you're doing, jeweler.
I mean, I was standing out here enjoying the view. It was you that came out here.
F off. And I turn the other direction.
I go, fuck you too, he says. He's gonna lift up his middle finger at you. He's like,
all right. I want to do something to him. I can't do that though. I want to fire a warning. I want to fire a warning shot of my fire bolt into the sky.
all right,
I want to scare him with my magic. Up, straight up.
do it.
Okay, so hold on.
Well, tell me what it looks like. You don't need to attack roll because you're just shooting it up.
Oh, that's
but
true. Okay, so you
just
hear
take your firebolt, fire it into the air, straight up.
yeah, you hear this fire sound and it flies into the sky and goes
Lights
really,
up the
really
square.
high. Lights up the whole square. The whole place is lit.
It's like a crazy firework.
And I say, I can give you more of that if you're looking for it.
He doesn't miss a beat. He looks up at the fire and you're a tough guy, huh?
Come down here and find out.
You really want to compare dick lengths, don't you?
I don't have one. Get down here.
Yeah, looks like I win then.
Oh, hell no. And then I'm gonna make like I'm coming his direction. Because I am swarthy and I am drunk. And I'm going toward that door.
You're going towards that door?
Yeah,
okay,
the bottom
so
floor door.
he sort of watches you as you go into the door. Do you enter it? Or
I
do you...
grab the handle and I turn it. So you
It's
tell
a saloon door, so you just push them open.
Oh, it's one of those deals. Okay, so he's like
Well, he's on the second floor.
right of
You're
the
on
saloon.
the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
And is the bar open? Is it just empty?
I mean, it looks like you can go into it. There's
All right.
lights on.
All right. So I'm gonna do that.
All right, you push in, and this place it's from what you can see in your drunken state. You see the candles illuminating the room dimly. There are wood tables everywhere. There's a couple of patrons, maybe two. There sort of seem to be nursing bottles in dark corners of the room. There's wood furnishing. It's not a nice place at all. It's very plain. There's a bar there, and you see a large half-orc sitting at the bar, and he's kind of nodded off and sleeping. And you also see towards the back of the room, there's a couple of ladies. One of them is larger, and the other one is a sort of smaller one, about 3 feet tall. And they're sort of sitting back by the table, just, seem to be having a private discussion. And, sorry, 1 second. You also see that there's a stairwell towards the back leading up to the top area where you suspect probably that jeweler that you were yelling at is going to be coming from.
All right. I go in. I dart around the room. They look at me. F them. I go. I'm gonna make straight for the stairwell.
Okay.
I see that leading up, and I go.
Are you just barging?
Yeah, I'm just gonna barge in.
Okay, so as you barge in, it wakes the guy at the desk, the half-orc, sort of sitting at the desk, and he looks at you, and he sees your angry type, and then he rushes out to go in front of you, and stands in front of you and puts his hand out and says, "I think I stop right there, brother. You better not take another step." And then you hear a door open behind you, and you look up behind you, and you see the jeweler's now up on the balcony inside, and they're looking down. He's like, "Trigger, you let that man go. That man wants me to kick his ass right now. I think that's what's happening here. You want to fight?"
Oh, damn straight I want to fight. You big weenie. And this is what I'm going to do, just to show my power and strength. I'm casting sleep on Trigger and putting him back to where he was before I woke him up. So I want him to...
roll your 5d8.
Okay.
By the way, we were saying 5d6. It's actually 5d8.
Yeah, I think we figured that out then, but okay, so... Total of 11. Blech.
Okay, so you cast you say your magic words and do your thing and your mimetic arm thing, and put him to sleep. So Trigger, he's, I don't know what's happening, and then he's like, I think I'm falling asleep, and he just falls over. He just falls over and falls asleep. And the guy jeweler starts walking down the stairs. He's like, all right, asshole, if you want to fight me, we're going to do this the fair way. I don't want none of your witch tricks when we fight. Huh?
Fine.
That's not exactly fair.
Weapons or none?
No, just two men fighting, all right? You ready for this?
Let's go,
He takes off his jacket and he starts rolling up his sleeves. And he empties his pockets out and throws a gun on the table and stuff. Empty it out. Come on, let's go. And he pushes the table aside.
All right, I throw my cloak. I take my cloak off, throw it on a table, not the same table. I take my staff, I slam it down on that table. I am now standing there just in my kind of wraps. My face exposed really is all, but the rest of me is kind of mummy-ish. And I'm ready to throw down. And my eye, dude, is just on fire. It's just a big red eye. So
the patrons that are sitting there run off. They sort of take their beer with them, and they run out the door. It clears out the two patrons that were sitting there. The two women that are in the back just kind of sit there and continue looking at this thing like this is everyday business. And so he looks drunk, and he's got these glassy eyes. He's just staring at you, and you're staring back at him.
All right.
And that's it for this week.
Oh, shit! Oh, my gosh, dude.
I mean, it's the goodest place. I thought
it's good.
Go back to the hotel and it'd be the end of the episode. But you decided to go look for a fight. So.
I need a fight. Everyone else is having...
to really enjoy Nash's lone adventure through town. I think those are my favorite side quests.
Nash cannot handle situations where he is not with an adult.
No, it's true. It's true.
So bad.
I need leadership, otherwise I'm a little bit of a hot handle. I like it.
This might have been the best episode ever.
It was really good. I enjoyed the hell out of today's episode. It was freaking fantastic.
We learned a lot today.
Thank you.
A lot of people learned a lot. The same lore was shared with literally everybody.
Don't
kick me in the crotch.
Now here's the thing. Don't forget, we have all of this in previous episodes. This is session 11. We have all the previous 10 available up on the website in podcast form, YouTube archive form. The VODs are also on Twitch. You can play them manually if you want. However you want to get them. You can download the MP3s if you prefer. Whatever it is you want to do, it's there for the taking. Bo, anything for next week you want to tell us about or warn us about or tease or anything before we go?
No. I think this was the best episode ever, and it's only going to get better.
Oh, I can't wait. Next week, we'll be back 3 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern for yet another edition of There Will Be Dungeons. ThereWillBeDungeons.com. There Be Dungeons on Twitter. Go there, check it out, be a part of the community. Send us your cool art that you're making. Whatever you're up to, we want to know more about it. That's going to do it for us, for me, and for these guys. We'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. Well done, everyone.
That was like Borel music at the